Hello, I know it's been a while, like 1 or 2 months. I want to get back to the groove of things. As I was gone, a couple of things happened. Number one being Mandela Catalog is expanding. It's going to keep expanding. The Walden Files has a new website, which have lore dumps, I'm sure, and a bunch of new analog horror stuff has came out. So I'm pretty excited into new subjects of those categories. So I'm really excited for what's to come. But yeah, wanted to say that and enjoy the video.
Mandela Catalog. You continue to put fear and as well as curiosity into everybody. With the complexing lore and the terrifying faces, you manage to find just the right balance. In my last video, I talked about how the Antichrist, or at least the equivalent of him, tricks everyone into believing that he is God. Now, how does this tie into the rest of the story? Well, many years later, taking place in a more modern time, there are things called alternates, which means the entity will gather information about you, mostly about what you fear, and become you by killing you. Then it will go after the people that think it is you. Then it will become them, and it becomes some sort of endless loop. It is hard to trust anyone knowing they could just be an alternate. Now that we have that in our mind, we can move forward and discover what the rest of the story entails.
We are currently receiving countless reports of an unidentified hostile or
An unforeseen threat. It is very much clear that this is happening all over in separate counties. In this video and a later one, I will tell you why this is not a global threat just yet. So we can infer that the alternates have been killing for a while now, so much so that there are tapes on what to do just in case if one breaks into your home.
that will refer to as alternates. Until we have a complete understanding of the threat, it is important to stay home, lock all doors and windows, and have access to a loaded firearm or any ranged weapon at all times. You will know if an alternate exists solely based on their physical characteristics. If you see another person that looks identical to you, run away and hide. If you see a person that has a biologically impossible characteristic, run away and hide. If one manages to break into your home, refrain from any kind of communication or contact with the threat. These intelligent life forms utilize elements of psychological warfare to take advantage of their victims. While we heavily discourage any form of contact or communication with an alternate, we make exceptions for attempts at executing them yourself.
Well, that doesn't help. So this bit of info will help us decide what happens to a certain character. You'll soon find out what I mean. Know your place in reality. Could that mean there are possibly different spectrums? Again, we see a reappearance in religion. This is pretty self-explanatory. The Antichrist has a lasting effect on what he did in the past, so much so that it affects modern time. This entity is a major key into finding out what happens to the man named Mark.